A 5th and an 11th place. Those were the results of the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix for the Haas team. And if you had told me that last year, I would have asked you what kind of psychedelic drug you were on. But this was no fluke. At the following race, a 9th place would see them scoring once more, and as of writing, they are sitting in the midst of the midfield battle in the championship, battling with teams like McLaren, Alpine and Alfa Romeo. What the hell happened here? Today, we're going to take a look at the bounce back of the Haas Formula 1 team. I think we are good to say that the Haas name is staying in Formula 1, even after quote-unquote millions of offers by compatriot Michael Andretti. Gene Haas has repeatedly turned them all down. Last time we talked about the team, I said we might not see the Haas name stay in F1 for long, but I am glad to see this proven wrong. The 2021 season was the worst one in the team's history. If we thought 2020 was bad, we had no idea what was coming. The best result was a P12 by Schumacher, who had an average finishing position of 16th. He was the only one of 2 drivers not to score a single point in the full season, with the other one being his teammate who finished 21st, yes, in a 20-car championship. The only way was up from there, and the team made it clear from the start that they were going to focus solely on the 2022 car, developing no further than the original spec of their BF21. On a side note, I always wondered what the BF stood for on the chassis name, so I googled it and found that Haas's first CNC machine was called the BF1. That's where it comes from, but what does it stand for? Well, the B stands for vertical, as it was a vertical machining system and that was the standard practice in the industry. And then he added the F1 for first one, as to name it the very first one, BF1, and I find that to be very cute. Anyway, getting back to the 2021 season, all efforts were put into the 2022 car, because their previous contender had issues carried from all the way back as 2018, with the team focusing on development of that car to the end of the season. They left the BF19 in a more vulnerable position to problems that it ended up having. Bad luck, tire management issues, brake overheating, the Ferrari engine situation, and in-track collisions were just a few of the problems they suffered throughout the 2019 season. By the end, they just decided to pretty much scrap the car, which would lead to a bad 2020 and to focus on the 2021 regulations, which ended up being pushed back a year. So, the horrible 2021 car was an evolution from the minimally evolved 2020 car, which was an evolution from the bad 2019 car. That sounds like a fun situation to be in. There were 2 ways to nail these regulations. One of them unfeasible for a small team like Haas, but the other one very possible. The first one is the one Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes took, which is money. The other one is time. Those years gave them an advantage over the rest of the field coming into this season, that of time. While teams like McLaren and Aston Martin were pushing to beat other teams in development races last season, Haas focused on 2022, and just like that, 2021 went by. I would honestly say it wasn't all bad, seeing as the sliding scale system means that they had 22.5% more aero testing than Mercedes coming into this season, which means a lot with this all-new formula, as you can clearly see by Mercedes' performance. The extra wind tunnel time was vital to make this year's car what it is. All of last year was focused on this car. All the money, time, work and preparation made the BF22 and the Haas name competitive again. Another plus was that of a warming up year for Mick Schumacher, who never quite gets the hang of a new formula on the first season. Those 22 races of pretty much practice sessions meant quite a lot for his personal experience. The cash injection provided by the now bloodstained hands of previous title sponsor Uralkali were also great in preparing the team, and the fact that they were dropped in favor of Dignity this season means that the sponsorship will forever be tied to a back-of-the-grid team, and now it can be a comfortable midfielder without any bad rep. The subsequent surprise comeback of the apparently much improved Kevin Magnussen is also a big plus for the team, who now have 2 competent drivers behind the wheel. It is all looking much better for the Haas F1 team, who are now in a battle between Alpine and McLaren of all teams. This battle for the best of the rest happens behind the two top teams and one slightly slower team. That reminds me of something. But yeah, this 2022 season is just the beginning of the comeback of Haas, a great redemption story for the team who many had already given up on. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell if you're new here. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.